Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Medieval Engineers. I'm the Radio Man 03. It is awesome to have you along. Hope you're doing well. I am doing fabulous. Sticks. I'm making a new hammer because I'm burning through it. I got one thing here to say. We didn't go big enough. We did not go big enough, ladies and gentlemen. We must go bigger. Yeah, there's work to be done, and lots of work to be done. I used Toshba's design on the cart that we're going to do, and I decided instead of individual carts for each of these small stone stockpiles, I was going to do what would be the equivalent of a sled. So I had it all hooked up. We've got rope here, and then I took the rope off of this end too. It's very jumpy. This is very jumpy with the catch blocks right here. It worked. It did work, but it was a little too jumpy. And now, if you remember last episode, we actually had a piece of wood that came up, and we had another piece of wood that went down the side here. The downside to that, and I can't do it, it would just break. Every time I tried, it would break, is that the board, the timber that sits at the second level here that runs along, that keep kind of a track for this to go into, it butts up right against these guys. The cart is a little narrower. It's narrower. Instead of it being a 7 wide, it's only a 5 wide. And I want to go back to the 7 wide. Well, not necessarily. I may stick with what I've got going on right here with just the 5 wide cart. I like how it's got this narrow look to it. But what we need are the wheels. I'm going to go ahead and put the wheels back on here. That's what's going to happen, and we're going to put the wheels back on. Well, we're going to put wheels, period, onto this sled thing, and we're going to be able to slide it up and down. Now, what I mean by big is that this is not big enough. When I'm standing on here, you can see I've got room to walk. Now, I did have the rails, the wooden rails along here, but it's very tight. You're like right in here, and that's all the room you have. And then I took the roof off, as you can tell, too. These guys would not come in. The roof was too low. So this has to be reconfigured. Also, other issue that I ran into when I was putting this together, I was just kind of fiddling it with it on Wednesday afternoon for about an hour. I noticed that one of our goals for our storage area was to have sticks, timbers, and logs. But if we've got this going through here, I've got no room for another sled cart to come through here with the wood, the sticks, and the timber. So I decided in my sleep, basically, last night, is that what we're going to do is we're going to make this wider. We're going to go bigger with this. We're going to go at least 4. It's going to match up with that. We're going to come down here, and I want us to have plenty of space here to be able to run 2 different sleds, because the stick, the timber, and the log sled is actually going to roll out this direction a ways. Let's go out here. I want it to come out to about, ooh boy, I would say probably right about here. And then that's going to allow me to go down and get sticks, timbers, and logs, bring them up, put them in the carts, and then push the sled cart all the way down to the storage area and have plenty of that material. Now, in terms of actual storage bins, the stockpiles for the logs, the timbers, and things like that, I don't think I'm going to make those. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just drag the sled down there, and it's going to sit in there, and we're going to just use that. Do I have any stone on me at all? I don't. We're going to just do that, and we're going to use the sled as sort of the storage thing. So that is the plan. That is what I'm going to do. It's going to, in the long run, be better. And at first I was going to go, no, we'll just do it this way. It's going to be good enough. And I thought, no. No settling. We are not going to settle on how this looks this time around. Now, the last season, I settled on a few things, and I don't want to do that ever again because, I mean, it turned out great, but there were other things I wanted to do, and I settled on a few things because I wanted to be done with a project because I felt like, oh, that maybe this project's taken too long to accomplish. And I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to do that. Let's do this here. So yeah, we're going to bring this all the way out here. It's going to take on a different shape, so that rounded edge is going to be gone. But I think it's going to be, in the long run, better. Better. Let's go inside. Let's get a bunch of stone. We've got, oh, you know what? We can actually lay out, let's knock these sticks in. We can knock sticks into place here. That's always a good thing. Up to 54%. There we go, like that. Let's jump up here. If we can. I guess we can't. So yeah, I don't want to settle, and I think bigger is going to be better in the long run. It's going to serve our purposes better. We're going to have this really cool structure stretching along the mountainside here above what is going to be the pass. And I think Billy Hyde had said that, you know, people rolling up on this would be like, oh man, I do not want to have to go work in that mine. Yeah, you don't want to have to go working in my mine, because I'll put you to work a lot. Inventory. Oh, 45, okay. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just getting all the sticks installed. You can see that the sticks are going in, and that is kind of a handy thing to have. It does wind up taking one more hit from the hammer. So this takes 4 to get the sticks in, and then when we come back with the stone, it takes another 3 hits to get the stone all put in. So instead of it's 6 per block, it's 7 hits per block. But this way, I don't have to have the sticks in my inventory. I can drop them off. Come on, hammer that in, boy. Let's go. So yeah, then I can drop all the sticks off and I can have just the stone in my inventory, which works out pretty good. It shouldn't take too long to really build this up. We've got the material. I've got stone all over the place, so we could do that. So I'm hoping I can snap this together and we can get kind of the finished structure put together today. And then next episode we will get the cart, which will be our Friday episode. We'll get the cart put together. Not enough components. Oh, I burned through all those sticks already. Okay, that's fine. Hit T and hold on F, and let's get some more sticks. So that's the game plan. I was thinking about it in my head, and then after I got that sled going, I thought, you know what? I don't have enough room for what I wanted to do. And I thought, well, let's just forget about the stick, timber, and log sled and rail, and let's just go with the stone. And I thought, nah, you don't want to do that. You want to have both. You want to have the best of all the world, right? And that's the best. And I was fiddling around with Toshba's design yesterday, and it was working, and I was like, okay, this is pretty fun. It's jumpy, though. I don't know if Medieval Engineers, they probably have some more work to do, of course, with these things, but it was a bit jumpy. The cart, it broke numerous times when I was pulling it back and forth, because I did not have that extra little track to hold it in place. So I think that was one of the problems with it. But everything else was working pretty darn good. I mean, I got it to go back and forth. And if you're going to use Toshba's design on his channel, make sure you do it step by step and follow right along with him, because I didn't. I just looked at it real quick and then moved along, and I wanted to make mistakes. So Tosh is a genius. A genius, I say. It worked out really well. Anyways, it worked. I know I didn't show it to you guys working, but trust me, it worked. It did work. So we're going to go with that design. And it was a lot of fun to do that, because I've never done that before. You guys know I didn't have any mechanical stuff in the last season. So this time we are definitely getting into the engineering. Oh, there we go. Perfect sticks. We got the sticks. I believe I have a goulash in my inventory, and that's it. So we're going to have to make some more food for sure. Yeah, so the rounded corners on this may go away, and I might just go with some daunting square-looking area. You know, it'll be a little square. Maybe. I could possibly change things around. I don't know. I'm not at that point yet. I just know that I want this to be bigger. Much, much larger. Before I can move forward, I've got to get this all installed first. This first row, and then I can put a second row in, and then we're going to have plenty of room for our second sled. It's going to be able to go by the other sled, and we're going to have two sleds up here, two of these great big sleds up here, which is going to be very cool. And then we'll keep the arch design coming all the way out to here as well. And boop. No barbarians have come in this way yet. I'm a little surprised. I kind of thought they would, but I'm not going to put that door on there and get that closed off until we've got this taken care of. Let's go ahead and drop those off there. You know what? I know I've got some carts on the other end down here. But the sled cart is pretty awesome. It's big. It's got 5 of the small stone stockpiles on it, which I'm pretty happy about. I like that a lot. Let's get that stone out of here. That's not even supposed to be in there anymore. That's like a breaking the rules, man. Can't have stone in there. But you see how tight this is right here, and then down here it got really tight. And if I stepped up on this, I couldn't get in because the roof was too low. So this is just going to be better. Trust me, you guys, it's going to be better. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be bold and big, and when you look off in the distance, it's going to be in your face. You're going to see the mine. It's going to be a very sexy, sexy thing, that's for sure. So let's go ahead and knock all these into place. Let me do that, and then I shall return, and we will move forward from there. All right, it's been an hour and a half since I talked to you last. Split second for you, but a little longer for me. It's in. I've got the platform in, and that's what I wanted to really accomplish today. I've also got the design of where I want the 2 rails to go. Now on this side, we have a full timber all the way across. So almost, we've got a full block that we can walk on this side. We have a full block on this side. That is going to give us just a ton of room and space to be able to move back and forth and do maybe a little extra decor work on the side of what is going to be our rail system here. Now, let me explain the ideas that have come to me in the last several hours, since the last episode anyways. Now, when we come down from the ramp, this, of course, leads to our mine, as you guys know. We come down, we're going to want all 5 of our small stockpile carts to be right in this area here. We don't want them, we don't want to have to turn and come over here and fill them in. We don't want to do that. This defeats the purpose of being able to roll them all the way down into storage. If that's the case, I might as well just run back and forth all day long. Just burn through food like crazy. So I want all 5 of these carts to go back. So what I've done is I've actually extended the platform 2 blocks out, and I've gone back, let's see, it was right there. I've gone back 1 more this direction here. So now we've got a little more space. This may have to go back 1 more. What I want to be able to do is I want to have what is this guy called? The rope drum. I want the rope drum to be back here. So this is probably going to go 1 more. We're going to have to do 1 more big boy block all the way across the back here. I want the rope drum back here, so when after we fill up the carts, we come down here, we push our lever, it cranks them all the way down the other end. There's a sort of just a hodgepodge cart down there right now. I've got more ideas for down in the storage area. We're going to get to that in just a second. So we've got the rope drum down here for this guy, and then this track right here, this track 2, is going to continue out, as I mentioned just a few seconds ago in the first part of the episode. It's going to go down here a ways, a good 10-15 blocks down that way, so we've got the forest. I have picked this forest clean of trees, little trees. They're starting to come back a little bit, but down in here, all that has been picked clean just to put this together here real fast today. So we've got track 1 for the stone, track 2 for sticks, timber, and logs. That one goes out that way. Down on that far end, we are going to have a hub that that sled of carts is going to sit in down there. We'll be able to crank it down this way and send it down into the storage room as well, okay? I want to do this upright. Like I said, I don't want to cut corners and I don't want to settle. I want it big and I want it grand. I don't build small, I want it grand, and I want it to be functional, and I want us to have room to move around. It's very important to me that we can move around and I don't have to do these precarious tight areas that we have to have. I want it open and spacious. Okay, so that's the idea there. That's the tracks. Now, okay, the stone one is the first one we're going to get in because we're going to need stone like crazy, like a mad dog. So we come down here. We've got kind of a hodgepodge cart going. Now, this is not the finalized cart. I repeat, this is not the finalized cart. I just slapped one together real fast to see just how much space I had. This is not quite a timber gap wide in here. This is only... It is 7. It is 7 wide. So you got to take into account the catch blocks and the wheels and how much space they're going to take. So I'll develop a different cart for this area, and we'll work on that together as well. Okay. But in the meantime, I did put together just this little tiny mining cart. It almost reminds me of a giant mining cart from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom that they rode in those tunnels and stuff. So it's just a little hodgepodge cart just to get an idea as to the height. Okay, so there's our cart. Let's say, for instance, that's our cart. Now, I would like it to be a little bit shorter, just a little bit shorter, and I'll tell you why. Instead of having our storage areas down here, because I want these guys to also come all the way down here, we may go 1 more block on this side as well. I want these guys to come all the way down in here so that all 5 of our small stone stockpile carts are stacked up in here, and our timber and stick and stuff carts come back in here as well, okay? So this downstairs area is really going to be a place for the sled carts to park. This is where we park them, and then at the back side of these guys, we have our rope drums as well, so we can send this stuff back. Oh, look at this guy down here. Look at this guy down here just whacking on my track. Hey, all night long. I've been here all night looking for you, buddy. Come on. Look at this stupid little sword you got. Get out of my face, it's punk. Yep. You know what they say. You get what you deserve. Anybody else? Huh? Anybody else want a piece of me? Trying to talk to my friends here, and I got this jerk running around causing me all kinds of problems here. What did he break out of here? Was it a full timber? Yeah. 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 Came right on here. Boop. Right through here. Right through here. Right through here. It's alright. It's alright. I'll fix that so he can't do that anymore. I'm thinking about putting the, these guys right here, these small battlements, all along the walls, just to keep us protected and to give the wall kind of a better look to it too as well on top. So I'm thinking about doing those right there. Okay, back to what I was saying before Barbarian Punk showed up and started beating on my track. Okay, so so this is going to be 2 timbers high with little gaps in between it all the way down, just to give it a nice look to it. Okay, we're going to work on all this stuff on the Friday episode. I'm going to dedicate it to Medieval Engineers. We're going to work on this on the Friday episode because I'm truly addicted to this project right now. I'm having so much fun trying to figure out how to put this together. And then our good friend Toshba put in that tutorial on how to build this cart, to move the carts back and forth, and it's just really fun. I'm really enjoying it. Okay, so my idea here is that these guys will not be down here anymore. These guys won't be here. What we're going to do is we're going to make a second floor up here. Okay, it'll be floored in with the wood with a second floor around it. Okay, and then what we do is the carts will come in and they're going to actually be at ground level while we're standing above them, be able to reach into these stockpiles, grab the stuff, and then drop it off into our stockpiles. So that's going to be an idea. So we'll have a little walkway right here. We'll have another walkway on the other side there, and we'll be able to store things upstairs here on the second floor. So that is my idea there. And if we bring this cart down just a little bit, it's going to be pretty much level with the floor. Excuse me. And I think that's going to be a great, just a cool look to it, I think. And then we've got room without these stockpiles down here. We actually have room to be able to put a staircase in and stuff like that, so we can get up to the second floor conveniently to be able to take our materials in and out and stuff like that. So that is my idea for, I guess what it is a rework of the storage room, but it's better to have these ideas now than to get so far along and it's just not worth going back to do. We're still working on this area, and so on the Friday episode, like I said, what I would like to accomplish Friday episode is have the track laid, have this small stone stockpile sled cart installed with the rope drums back and forth, and then get the second floor of this set up so we can test it out and see how it works. Okay, so that's what I would like to do in the next episode. Let me take you downstairs and show you what the wall looks like from outside, and that you guys get an idea for that. We stayed with the design. It's much bigger now though. I mean, it is quite daunting how huge this thing is. Okay, it's very big. This down here, we still have to work out this entrance here. That's not a big deal. I've got an idea in my head, and it's a matter of fact, it's some of your suggestions out there, so it's fantastic. Oh, look at this. I missed one. Yeah, I don't have any stone. I'm going to have to get some stone and fix that up right away. But this is the wall now and how it looks. It's much larger, but you can see I've got the arches in here and stuff like that all the way through, so that works out really great. Where we have the carts parked and we have the rope drums and we have sort of a hub where we do we meet up with the carts and interact with the carts, that's solid wall, and then we'll go back to this design out here. It'll only be it'll probably be the 3 blocks. It'll probably be 3 blocks all the way down this way, and it'll continue on. And then when we come in here, we of course have the central hub here for everything else. Oops, I think I get up here. I took out all the curves and stuff. We can work on that once we get this worked out. This, to me, I've learned a lot right now, and then the priorities that I need to get taken care of first is, okay, let's get the carts going first. Let's figure out how they're going to operate and how they're going to work and how big they're going to be and all that good stuff. Then come back and work on building the structure around those things and modifying it to the tracks and to the carts. I think one of you brought that up several episodes back. So yeah, you're absolutely right. So anyways, that's where we're at. That's kind of a shorter episode today. It is my Thursday, so it's a longer day at work. But my Friday episode, like I said, we'll work on this again, and we'll get it put up on the weekend, and yeah, we'll continue to move forward. So tell me what you think of those ideas. I'm going to get this video uploaded right away, so you guys will have time to comment and all that good stuff. But I hope you like the ideas. Tab, V, Alt, and a spin around and a roll out. There. I hope you like the ideas. A little remodel work, but it's better now, like I said, than a little further down the road when it's just not worth doing it and we just decide to live with something. So let's make it and let's do it. Let's do it right. Let's do it big. Let's do it grand. All right, guys, that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm the Radio Man 03. Do hit that like button for me, comment, subscribe, and share. I look forward to talking to you again next time.